All right, heading home for lunch. And yesterday it appeared that gold broke the earlier 2011 record, and someone had posted to me, not quite, it just kind of touched it. And I went and looked at some old charts. I still showed that it looked like it broke the record. So I found a headline that also confirmed that it broke the record yesterday. But then they posted a chart from May 1st or 2nd that showed that maybe it didn't. It basically touched it. So it doesn't matter. Why? Because today, the 13th of July, gold was up $20 an ounce, shattering all known records. Headline: Gold hits record, silver soars on Ben Bernanke remarks. Gold prices hit a record $1,588.90 an ounce, and silver prices surged more than 5% on Wednesday, which is today, after Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke said it is ready to provide additional stimulus if the U.S. economy continues to weaken. If the U.S. economy continues to weaken. Notice as old Lindsey Williams said, listen to their buzzwords. If the U.S. economy, only if, it's just an if, the U.S. economy continues to weaken. So, yes, according to all data lately, the U.S. economy is continuing, in fact, to weaken. As I predicted, as Pastor Dowell has predicted, as many other people have predicted. So I'm not just pretending like I'm like the only one that says this, because I'm not. There's plenty of people blowing the whistle, raising the alarm bells, or, you know, raising the alarm, hitting the alarm bells in regards to this crisis across the world. And in the U.S., there is, as I said many times, there will be no recovery. There is not going to be a recovery. This is not going to be a recession. This is a, if you want to call a great or a massive depression the beginning of that stage a recession, go ahead. Then yeah, we're in a recession. We've been in it since 2007 or 8, or let's say 2008 to be safe here, right? 2008, we had a recession. Oh, got a call. Hello? Okay. Yeah, I'll get it. Alright. Alright, bye. Gotta get some bread if I want a sandwich. So, silver was over $38 today. Currently it's $37.70, and gold is $15.83.60 as I'm talking right now. It was over, silver again was up, as I said, 5%, whatever, this morning alone. And as Ben Bernanke is telling you, the economy is going to get worse, and there is going to be more stimulus. There is going to be quantitative easing 3, whether they wish to call it that or not, or try to finagle some new name and pretend it's not quantitative easing and not use that word anymore and just use a word like stimulus or stimulate the economy. I don't care, and neither should you. It's the same damn thing. So that's funny, because Ron Paul was just grilling Ben Bernanke like just a minute ago, and he asked Ben Bernanke at point blank if he believed that gold was money. And old Ben Bernanke said no, he doesn't believe gold is money. Oh, this is laughing. This is so funny. It's actually, this is amazing. No, it's not money. So then he said, then why do central banks hold gold? Oh, good question, Ron Paul. Why, Mr. Ben Bernanke, do central banks hold tons and tons and tons of gold if gold isn't money? So he had asked that, why do central banks hold gold? Why not diamonds? Right? So he also, Ron Paul also asked him that if quantitative easing 2 wasn't successful because of consumer spending, then why even consider quantitative easing 3 or QE3? He said to Ben Bernanke that if that was the case, they could have given everyone in the country $17,000, not 70, $17,000 each, instead of giving that damn money to the greedy, filthy bankers, not in those words, who of course caused the issues to begin with. You know, Ron Paul, that's a damn fine question to ask the old Ben Bernanke. What could I do with $17,000? What could my wife do with $17,000? And by the way, if it's everybody, does that include my children too? I've got 3 kids. 17 for the wife and I. 17 for the kids. Boy, that's a couple dollars right there. You know, hey, Pastor Dowell, guess what? Quantitative easing 3, if it was done through Ron Paul's way, if they're going to do it, give it to the taxpayer instead of the freaking banks, right? We all just got $17K each. Fantastic. Guess what, Pastor Dowell? I can be your neighbor now. I'm going to live a couple miles away on my own piece of property. I'm going to start my little, community like you got going, and we'll be neighbors. I'll be a couple miles away. Whatever. I could pay for that cash right now with the stimulus money. Boy. And then some poor sap who's been sitting on that property for God knows how long, who's dying to sell it because they're in dire straits, they got $17,000 too, plus they sold me the property for $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, whatever it is, and they got that little bonus. The economy has just been stimulated in that little area, etc. Now a new person lives there, me, and I get to stimulate the Walmart, of course, China Walmart, whatever is nearby, grocery stores, gas stores, whatever, local businesses. I'll be there living, so I'll be stimulating that economy myself, and others too. You see how easy that could have been? But no, all this money is going to the banks. If you need money, which you do because you're struggling too, you got to go to that bank and get it. But my credit's not perfect anymore because of the crisis the banks caused. That's the typical story across America right now, by the way. So how am I going to get a loan? Well, you don't count. Only the people with prestigious credit right now can get a loan, and even many of them still get denied. Huh. So what good did all this stimulus and all this crap do? As I reported in some of my older videos, not that long ago either, the money, as I did in a video, I wish I knew the name of the title, the QE2 that just took place, that he was grilling Bernanke on, and Bernanke don't have the right answers, because a lot of that money, as I did and put the pieces together for you, my subscribers that I love so much, and showed you how these main banking facilities, whatever companies overseas, Eurozone, have subsidiaries in America that did in fact get QE2. And then they funneled all of that money right back to the banks that were in trouble, their main branches, back in the EU zone. Therefore, almost all, if not all, of QE2 didn't do anything for America, had nothing to do with America, and was an overseas bailout under the radar, as I told you in my other video the other day, a few weeks ago, whatever it was, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I guess that's why the Ben Bernanke can't quite answer Ron Paul's questions very well. I wasn't able to watch this live, and apparently it was just happening live, and people were posting the conversation that was taking place through Ron Paul and Ben Bernanke on my website, which I thank greatly, because now I can do this video without having to turn on a TV and waste time trying to find it, or go to YouTube and try to find the video of how Bernanke responded to Ron Paul's question. I only know he answered the one when he asked him, is gold money, and he said no. If gold's not money, then why are the central banks, of course including the Federal Reserve, hoarding massive amounts of gold? So the fact that they're doing that must mean something, doesn't it? And this is just fantastic news, because again, silver is way up, gold has actually skyrocketed up, broke all known records again. And we're only in July. We still got all of August. We still got, and those are good months, by the way, for precious metals. We have August, then September. And as Lindsey Williams said, as I've said it and repeated it multiple times in multiple videos recently, silver will be 20 to 25% higher on or about September this year, 2011. So if that's the case, we were up 5% just today in silver. I don't know how it's going to end today. Maybe it'll end at 2 or 3% up. I don't know. Could end at 6 or 7% up. Could stay at 5%. I don't know. Doesn't matter. You saw a 5% move today in silver, which means if it's a 20% higher in July, as Lindsey Williams said, we just knocked off 5% today. That leaves 15% more to go. Right? We're only in July, and we're just barely almost at the halfway point in July. It's the 13th today, so whatever. We're halfway through July. Anyways, got to get some bread so I can eat my sandwich. Talk to y'all later.